I'm Helene Idels with the San Diego Public Library, and I'm here to demonstrate how to make a decorative air plant. This is a very popular craft right now, and I've only just learned how to do it myself very recently. So we'll be learning along with each other. So I'm going to show you what I've got for supplies so you'll know what you have to work with, and then we'll go from there. So I have a basket of air plants that I picked up. They're all different sizes and shapes. I picked them up, well, you can get them at Home Depot or Lowe's or maybe your local nursery. And they're different prices and sizes and all that. And I'm going to show you one that I just did recently. This was my decorative air plant that I hang at home. And I'll show you how to do that. And another way of doing it is to put it with a rock. So I'll let you know what supplies you need, and then we'll go ahead and do an air plant. So obviously you need a few air plants, and I have a basket of rocks that I brought in from home, all different sizes and shapes. And if you're going to do the beading, you'll need beads, and you can pick those up at a local craft store. I picked up these, and you can get there's all different kinds, different sizes and shapes and colors. And so those are fun to use. And then also, I don't know about anybody else, but whenever one of my favorite necklaces or bracelets breaks and the beads go scattering all over the place, I can never bring myself to throw them away. So I end up saving them, and I've got all these little random beads, all different sizes and shapes and colors, and those can be repurposed for your air plant. So we've got that. And of course, you're going to need the wire. There's different sizes and shapes and colors of wire. The air plant that I made has green wire, and I'm going to be using kind of a copper color wire. But again, you can get that at a craft store. Different thicknesses, so you might want a thicker wire for the one with the rock. And of course, you'll need scissors, just regular scissors or craft scissors for cutting the wire. And another thing you'll want to have is one of those little spray bottles with water. So wherever you have your air plant hanging, you can just mist it a little bit every once in a while. Doesn't need it that often, but just every once in a while. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to use this one here, excuse me, to do the hanging air plant. And I'm going to cut off the price tag. It's not just a price tag, it's also a description of the type of plant it is. This one is called Incarnata. And they're all different lengths and sizes. So I'm going to set that aside. It gives a whole description of the plant. So there's my air plant that I'll be using. And you want to cut a long enough strand of wire. Let's see how much we think we might need, because you want to have enough to go up and beyond for making the handle, and then enough down, and enough for wrapping it around, and then enough for down below for the beads. So probably best to cut a little, be on the safe side, and cut a little extra. So hopefully I cut off enough. So I've got my plant and my wire, and you just want to carefully wrap it around through the through each leaf so that it secures it. You don't need too much. It's pretty lightweight, just as long as you have enough to kind of hold it in place. Maybe wrap it a few times around the bottom. Make sure you get it good and stable there. So there, that's pretty good. And that gives me just enough. I probably could have used to left a little bit more at the top, because I want to have my little handle there. So you're just kind of wrapping it around itself and making a little loop for hanging it. So that's not too bad. It's pretty easy. It's a pretty simple craft to do, and I think just about anybody can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. So now I'm going to start with my beads. So I'm going to just kind of wrap this a little bit more around here. I'm kind of looking at my other one to see, how did I do that? Okay, I'm going to use my colorful beads. And I really like this pretty one. That's real shiny and shimmery. And the opening is just enough to fit it through. And you want to kind of do a little variety, or whatever you like. You can do several of the same color together. do several different colors. Let's see, get a little pink in there, a little purple, some springtime colors. And this is great for during the holidays too, all throughout the year, whatever holiday, using different colors that would be appropriate for a holiday occasion. Let's see what I have so far? That's really pretty. And what other color? Oh, I'm gonna use a green one. And there's also some clear ones and white ones. There's some that are really some very decorative designs. Oh, did I get a blue one yet? Or purple, that's what I want. Pink or purple, I'm not sure. I want to get one of these shimmery white ones. Those are pretty nice too. So you just keep adding as many beads as you want. You can repeat the pattern or however you want to do it. And it's fun at the end too, different ways that you can maybe tie it off. And maybe I'm going to put kind of a yellowish one also. And I think what I'm going to do, I have enough of them there. I'm going to end with another one of those really shimmery, colorful ones. And then I want to wrap it around itself. And what's really fun to do is, if I can get it to go through that last one, I'm going to try to do that. So that kind of seals it off. Otherwise, you can just kind of twist it around itself like you did at the top. You twist it at the bottom. But what's really fun to do is to put one last one at the very bottom where you've twisted it off. There we go. So I'm going to make that go right like that. Twist it around itself. And you can even make it kind of snake around a little bit if you want to. And there you've got your little air plant. And you can just hang that in the window or anywhere else you want to around your house. And just have your little hanging air plant. You can make several of them and have them all be decorative with each other. That's real pretty. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick how to do. Don't those look pretty? See? Now I'll show you real quick how to do one with a rock. I did this real quick myself. Again, like I said, I think this would probably be better to do with a thicker wire, but that worked. So I'm going to take a rock. Let's see, how about, I'll just take this little one here. And then I'm going to take one of my air plants. Oh, that one's real pretty. Look at that. That might work. I want to make sure you have enough body of plant to work with. Some of them are better than others. Maybe I'll try this one because that one gives me a little bit more to wrap with. So again, I'm going to cut off the tag. This one is called Kashkin with a K. I'll be really careful you don't snip any of the leaves. Okay, there we go. So we've got our little air plant that we're going to work with. And I'm going to cut off some wire to wrap around. I'm not going to make it too long. I want to make it pretty close. You can make it be really high up away from the rock. You can have it really high or you can have it really close. This is just a little guide, so I'm going to make it just real tight and close. It makes a cute little paperweight. So you want to make sure you have enough that it wraps around the rock and wraps around the air plant too. So, and again, can't hurt to have a little extra just to be on the safe side. And this one you could do beading if you want. You don't have to. I suppose I could have done beading right along there. That would have been cute. Probably want to make that a little bit tighter. But I didn't want to just kind of end it plain. So at the top is where I did a little bit of beading. Right there at the top. See? So, let's see. We're going to do this real quick and finish up our demonstration of how to, well, I might have made this a little too long, but let's see. I'm going to wrap this around. That's too much. All right. It's kind of a learn as you go kind of thing, but you almost can't make any mistakes. It's easy to undo it. Wrap that, wrap it, wrap it, wrap it. You can get fancy if you want with how you wrap it. I think that'll do. I might want to tighten it a little bit more. Okay, so now where's my air plant? Right there. So I'm going to take my rock and just set it right down in the basket. And then, let's see, how do I want to do this? Maybe it will be up a little bit higher. I think I will put a little bead in there. Let's see, let's get a little experimental. Put a little bead in that, and right there, it goes right to where the little juncture is. So I'm just going to do one for now, but just for demonstration, but you can certainly do several more if you want to. So now you just want to carefully wrap around the plant, going around the leaves. There we go, just enough to secure it. This one I had to kind of make it be almost like a seat, like a chair. It was a little bit heavier, so I bent it so that it's resting in the groove. But this one's lightweight, so that one's holding up pretty well, right like that. Maybe just do one more little wrap around just to make sure it's secure. I don't want to make it too tight. I'll let the leaves breathe. So that's kind of pretty, right like that. Definitely could have put more beads in there. But what I like to do is I like to finish it off at the top. Oh, such a tough decision on what color to use. And let's see. I'm going to push this one through. And I'm just going to kind of tweak that a little bit so it doesn't go sliding all the way down. And then just put a couple more in. And like I said, these are really pretty springtime colors, but you can certainly use other colors for different times of the year. Get that one to, there we go. Oh, that's kind of fun looking. This is, just your own creativity to do this. Whatever you like, there's no hard and fast rules. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna end it off with, okay, this kind of purpley pink one. And then I'll bend that down just to kind of finish it off. Bend it a little bit. And then there we go. We have our little rock paperweight air plant. And then we have our hanging air plants as well. So that's how to make a decorative air plant. And I hope you have fun doing this at home yourselves. That's all for now. Bye-bye.